Alright, good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Today I'm going to be covering the new Tier 10 special or premium French heavy cruiser, the Brennus. Of course, Brennus was originally, well, back in the oldie days, Brennus was a test version of Henri 4 when Henri 4 did not have the reload booster. And, well, Brennus was the test variant of that to test to see if they were going to add reload booster, which they ended up doing, of course. But they are reusing the name to release an actual ship. Well, not an actual ship, but pretty much a clone of Henri. Again, as you can see by the look. Except the guns are different, and you don't have certain consumables. First of all, let's start off with the price of the Brennus. Brennus will be available for 60,000 Research Bureau points. So it's going to be available in the Research Bureau. So, yeah, well... A lot of people, including myself, don't really have a lot of research points. I don't even have a lot to buy any of the unique upgrades. I always choose to buy the ships. But anyway, yeah, research points. Of course, there's also another ship that's out of NDA. I could also cover it in a future video. I didn't choose to cover that first because I think a lot of people would get mad instantly. It's called the Hildebrand. It's a tier 10 German heavy cruiser with aircraft. So if you want me to cover that in the next video, do let me know. But the Brennus, let's start off with my armor layout here. So we have the same exact armor layout as Henri 4, 25 nose, 30 side, 30 deck, and 25 aft. And the Citadel, of course, sits above the water, so you do have to be careful, but it is spaced armor. So that you can keep that in mind. For my commander build, I have gun feeder, grease the gears, priority target, superintendent. Actually, I don't think priority target is worth it. I'm actually going to replace that here. I'm going to replace that with longer speed boost duration, actually. And I'm going to take this instead. So I'm going to take Grease the Gears, Gun Feeder, Consumable Enhancements, Adrenaline Rush, Superintendent, Survivability Expert, Concealment Expert, and Top Grade Gunner. For my equipment, I'm going to take Reload Mod, because you have quite a lot of range already. Concealment, Prop Mod, Aiming System Mod, Engine Boost Mod, and Main Armaments Mod. And of course, for the Camouflage, because I will show you the Camouflage, this is the Camouflage available for the Brennus. So it's a dark gray with a white up on top. You can also alternate and make it pretty much the opposite. So it's very similar to Henri's Camouflage, of course. Henri's has a blue one, and of course it inverts the colors if you do it the other way. Brennus is going to be dark gray. I'll cover ship characteristics right now. If you want to see gameplay, you can skip straight to the game. Of course, I'll keep the video chapter down here for you guys. For survivability, we have 57,800 hit points, which is the same as Henri, I believe. I think pretty much the stats are almost identical to Henri. For main battery guns, this is what we have different to Henri. We have 305mm guns, we have 4 guns on the front, and we have a triple turret on the back. Well, a bit sad they didn't put triple turrets all the way through and have 9 305s. But it's okay, we have 7 305mm guns. So the HE penetration is going to be 51, which is nice, because that reminds me of old Henri 4, where we used to be able to take IFHE, because the fire chance wouldn't get reduced too much, and we could go above 50 to pen Stalingrads and whatever. So I guess it's nice to have that here. Reload is 11.9 seconds, which is quite fast for 305mm guns. The range is 20 kilometers, which is good. And turret traverse is 30 seconds, so that's not too fast. But anyway, so that's the main guns for the ship. 27% fire chance. Torpedoes. So, funnily enough, Henri has a gap here as well. Henri only gets 1 rack of torps. But here, on the Brennus, they replace this lifeboat section with another torpedo section. So you pretty much get double Henri's torps, so you get 6 torps per side instead of 3 torps per side, which is going to make it a bit more useful in close quarters engagements, potentially, against ships. Airstrike, whatever, standard cruiser one. AA defense, not really that good. Maneuverability, you go 36.8 knots. Of course, and you get the 20% Henri speed boost, which is nice. So the speed and maneuverability is identical to that of Henri. Concealment, well, as you know, on my Henri, I run a unique upgrade, so it's 15.9. On Brennus, we don't have unique upgrades, so I'm actually going to choose concealment. And we have 13-kilometer concealment on the Brennus. Of course, you can still go lighthouse build if you want to on the Brennus. Your concealment won't be as bad, something like Henri. But you totally could go lighthouse like you do on, for example, something like Henri. And making it, of course, easier to dodge shells. Something I want to mention is... Wait, is there... Oh, yeah, the consumables. So for the consumables, Henri gets, of course, as we know, Hydro and Reload Booster, plus heal and speed boost and DCP. Brennus will only get heal and speed boost. And the heal, I believe, is the same as Henri. 346 HP, 346 HP, 70 seconds cooldown, and 76. It's exactly identical to Henri's heal. So you do lose out on Hydro, which I don't really know why they removed Hydro on the Brennus. And they removed the reload booster, which kind of is understandable, I guess. But removing the Hydro was a weird decision from Wargaming. I'm not really sure why they would remove Hydro from Henri. But there. You also cannot run DFA if you choose to want to run DFA. So that's a bit weird, but there it is. I think we should go into the game in the Brennus. Alright, here we are in the game in the Brennus on Trident. Tier 10 match, of course. No super ships. We're a bit lucky in that regard. So we have Minotaur. We overmatch him, of course, like we do in Henri. Now we just have bigger caliber guns. So pretty much the guns are going to be very similar to something like Henri. Something to keep in mind is the HE is actually faster than the AP. Let's see what kind of difference that is at maximum range in terms of time. Yamato, Preußen, those overmatch our 30. We have to be careful. The rest, pretty easy to deal with. Commissar is a bit annoying. So rockets and Hakuryu AP bombs and torps are going to be annoying. So till max range, AP takes 11 seconds to reach max range, whilst HE takes 10.8 seconds. So the difference isn't really too massive. I don't think you should really, be worried about that. But anyway, let's skip to some actual gameplay so I don't have to show you the start of the game where nothing happens. Actually, no, wait. I'm actually gonna talk a bit over the start of the game here because I want to kind of talk about how I'm gonna be playing the ship here. I did post a Henri video recently too, if you want to watch it. I posted like last week or 2 weeks ago, where I go into detail on how I play Henri, etc. and my build and everything. I'll leave that video actually in the description of this video so you can easily find it and watch it if you want to watch a Henri video instead. Now, of course, the question you guys are going to be wondering is, should you buy a Brennus over Henri, or, well, not over, but should you buy Brennus if you already have a Henri? The realistic answer probably is no, even before I've played the ship. Just because, I mean, realistically, you can achieve what you can achieve in a Brennus, I think, in a Henri, for the most part. And Henri, of course, has the reload booster, it has a Hydro. It has some very nice tools for its disposal, whilst in the Brennus, you're not going to have those available to you. You do have higher caliber guns, though, but is it really worth the trade-off of the excess DPM with the reload booster? You also get 2 extra guns. This Hakuryu seems to be looking for us. Look, he's like flying around. He's looking for someone. Probably Ariwami, actually. Alright, Yamato's actually spawned here, and he's instantly leaving. That's a bit unfortunate. Now, Yamato deck is 59, I believe, so... I don't know if we're going to be able to pen... I don't think we're going to be able to pen him, but we should be able to pen his nose. He's full broadside, though. I guess the shells are very fast to target when compared to something like Henri. I don't know if I want a speed boost here. It depends if the Hakuryu turns his torps into me. I think he's just gonna go for a Wami though. No. Trump, US is black. Trump's on the other side. US is black is here probably. I'm actually gonna activate speed boost. We have 4 minutes and 20-second duration with this build. So we pretty much have the entire game we can cover with speed boost. Our problem is gonna be the cooldown, but it's 85 seconds, so it's not too bad. We can't play too overly aggressive when we're close to running out of our speed boost, of course, because then we're not going to be able to maneuver as easily. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say here. The ship doesn't really have any crazy features or crazy gimmicks, potentially. For example, like the Hildebrand, who has planes, which is, I mean, it's kind of cool that we have a more authentic type ship. In terms of, is it worth it over a Henri, or at least is it worth really grinding for in the Research Bureau? There are other very useful ships you can get in the Research Bureau, such as Ohio, I think is a very worthwhile one. I personally really enjoy the Illinois. I think Vampire is also pretty unique. I don't know why I said it Vampire. Vampire? Vampire. I don't know what I said, dude. Anyway. Right now I'm a bit sick, guys. If my voice sounds a bit different, that is why. I am recovering though. I had a throat infection, but I think I'm getting a bit better. Finally, so I'm able to create this video one day before the NDA drops, because yesterday I chose to not speak. I thought it was better to not abuse my voice too much, especially if I'm suffering in the voice box area, you know. So yeah, but today I'm here recording a video for you guys, so I hope you enjoy it. Help! Oh my god, I'm okay. Yeah, so I'm recovering. That's why I haven't been streaming much recently. I'm also really working hard on my dissertation. I'm getting through it step by step. That's why I also haven't been posting too much content recently. Those are the two main reasons. I really apologize, but it is my final month. I have to kind of work really hard on it right now. After, maybe I'll be able to create more content, of course, for you guys. Probably mostly on Twitch, though. I will still create content on YouTube, but for the most part, if you actually want to watch me regularly, I think the Twitch is better. But of course, on Twitch, it's going to be a bit less organized. You know, I just kind of like play. And maybe if you can request a ship, I might play it. I'm not sure, you know. Things like that. We get the Minotaur there, who was in smoke spotted. Not sure. I guess he was spotted by our DD. Anyway, here we are. Hopefully, let's switch to... Should we? He's broadside. I mean, we can pump some AP into this guy. I want to try the HE out because we do have a 27% fire chance, which is quite high on this reload. We should be able to set quite a lot of fires. The ship would remind me of something like, for example, a defense. Except defense has to sit in smoke because, of course, it has relatively weak armor. Brennus can sit in the open and use its speed boost to dodge shells. So it's kind of similar, but it's also a bit different. No fire there, unfortunately. Defense would have instantly gotten a fire, as we know. Defense fire chance is incredible. I don't want to kind of sit here, because if that... Oh, no! USS Black Torps are extremely stealthy, and we do not have Hydro. But luckily, they're extremely slow. So we were able to dodge those. But I hope you guys are doing well, by the way. Woo! Okay, they're out of range. He launched them pretty far away then. Because he has 13-kilometer range, right? Yeah, 13.7, wow. Our speed boost is about to run out in 30 seconds, so we need to start preparing for that. By preparing, I mean either we slow down to 0, because I don't want to try... I still want to stay in range of these ships that we're fighting, because I still want damage. I'm only on 100k damage right now. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna like a ship like this just because it reminds me of Henri, and I do like Henri a lot. But is it worth it for you guys to actually get it? Unlikely, because it just offers such a similar playstyle to Henri, right? It's just not worth spending the research points for it. 60,000, it's a lot. It's a lot, of course. I mean, that's pretty much what every other tier 10 is priced, right? But like I said, there's a lot of unique ships, or at least more unique style of ships in the Research Bureau, such as Vampire, like I said, Druid, Ohio, Illinois. I like all of those ships. They're pretty good. So you can probably opt for those before this one. But yeah, I mean, for cruisers-wise, for the Research Bureau, we have Sevastopol, Gibraltar. I mean, those aren't really ships I personally enjoy. I would definitely prefer playing this one over those myself. And I do have a video on Gibraltar, by the way, and Sevastopol. I have videos on all of these ships. So if you want to watch those as well, it's always available on the channel, you know, for free, of course, on the YouTube channel. But yeah, we're up to 135k damage. Yamato's bowing. We're gonna try shoot him here. I feel like it's easier to land shells in this than Henri 4. But like I said, guys, I mean, realistically, you shouldn't really be stressing out about getting this ship too much. I think you can achieve a relatively similar, if not pretty much the same exact playstyle in Henri. Of course, your AP performance is going to be worse on Henri. But you have to keep in mind that on Henri, you have reload booster. So even though your AP might pen less, you can dish out 9 240mm AP shells every 5 seconds for 15 seconds. So you're still gonna get good damage, you know. You have to keep that in mind. That being said, though, of course the AP is better, I mean, per salvo on this. You don't have reload booster. You don't have hydro. You can't opt for DFA, you know. It's just, I think Henri is more useful, you know. Even for team play and stuff. Like, for example, we could just reload boost this USS Black here. But we did get 5.6k there, actually, which is quite a lot. 4 shells. Can we try get him again? Maybe? We're doing pretty well, though, relatively. We only got 3 shell hits there, which is a bit surprising. H.E. Yamato! Even though he does overmatch us pretty much everywhere. Sorry for ramming you there, buddy. I want to turn in here and run towards them. 10,000 damage there. The AP is good, don't get me wrong. But Henri AP also slaps, guys. You have to understand Henri AP also does a lot of damage. And you have that 2 extra shells, so even though your alpha's lower, you have 2 extra shells per salvo. But in terms of is this ship good? This ship's definitely a good ship, for sure. What I'm trying to say is about it's not worth it, as in, for most players, I know most of you guys don't have a lot of research points, right? So, as in, is it worth, I mean, spending research points on this ship over, for example, some of the others? No, even though it's a good ship, I think there's more unique ships you can get for research points. Of course, if you end up choosing to get the Brennus over those ships, that's your decision at the end of the day. I mean, I'm gonna get Brennus when I don't know if I'll get it when it comes out because I don't have enough research points right now. But I'm sure I'll get it at some point. Of course, we have this for review purposes. They will be taking it away, so I will have to spend my own research points on it. And right now, I don't have enough research points on my account to unlock it day 1. But what can you do? I will, of course, be playing this ship on stream if you guys want to watch. I'll try to stream tomorrow. No, today. I'll try to stream today when this video comes out. So if you want to watch some Brennus gameplay, totally you are invited to join the stream. I'll leave the link in the description of the video for you guys who are interested in watching. Let's try to get this USS Black here. Woo! Boom! Those shells like disperse into him. No! No hydro tech. No. He got me. Unfortunate. I mean, we're doing pretty well here. I am gonna have to go out full broadside in the open here. By have to, I mean I just want to dodge the CV strike. That could mean we're gonna die. But we'll see. We dodged the CV strike, luckily, but the Richelieu... Okay, he missed, luckily. I'm gonna try open up here. Again. I do have to go right of this island. If I go left, I'm gonna be out of the game for 10 minutes. And I don't want to be out of the game for 10 minutes. Oh! I'd rather just die here and get like maybe slightly extra damage. We're gonna win the game anyway. It's 800 to 100. Of course, if we're losing the game, you should definitely go behind that island and play it safe. But since we're doing really well here, well, our team is doing really well. We're doing okay. Since our team is doing really well, we can play a bit risky. And we can kind of play for damage a bit more. What are these torps? Oh, uses black torps again? You think? Maybe. Probably. Up to 239k damage. We're actually doing not too bad. 240, 50. Wow, 250. 250. Look at that. That's not bad. We're doing pretty well. Of course, it is like Henri. Now, we were a bit lucky with the matchmaking because not just with the ship picks here, no super ships. We also got these battleship players who, well, they didn't really do much to me. Overall, it could be because of my dodging or whatever. It could be because they're using HE for the most part, you know. Could be for many reasons, but irrelevant, you know. I mean, it's what the game was. This is what I'll be featuring. This is the first game I got. As you know, I do live commentary games, so I always try to pick one game. Well, not pick one game. I always try to log in. For example, today is Sunday, one day before the NDA drops. I play one game. Whatever I get, I will feature on the channel. Because unfortunately, I don't have much time to, you know, play 50 games for you guys and just pick maybe 1 or 2, 3 good games that I got. So I'd rather just log in, play one, tell you what I really think of the ship, you know, see how it is, and just whatever the game I get is whatever the game I get. And in this case, we got a really good game, so you guys are pretty lucky. But that doesn't change my opinion as to you can just play Henri. Henri is, of course, available for you. What, didn't Henry have rotating funnel? No, it probably didn't actually. I don't... It might have. I'm not sure. We have to check on port. Twenty seconds left in this game, unfortunately, so we're not going to be able to get the 300k goal here. But that's okay. You know, we tried our best to get what we got. Maybe if we can get some citadels on the CV potentially, but unlikely at this angle. We're up to 278 though. Oh, there's more time in the game, but the Preußen is gonna die. I missed the CV. That means we got no damage there, of course, since we missed. But that's GG right there. 282. Not too bad of a match. Let's take a look at the score. Alright, so we ended up doing 282,000 damage, 196 shell hits, 3 kills, 5 fires, 4 citadels. Team score, we got 2.6k base XP. We didn't get any achievements because this is a rental ship, test ship. So I'm not able to get any achievements on it. Detailed report. 90k on Yamato, 11k on USS Black, 5k on Minotaur, 125k on the Preußen. Mostly from AP, by the way. And 32k on Brindisi and some chip damage on everything else. As you can see, the majority of our damage came from AP, which is nice. Most ships were broadside there. Maybe they're not expecting us to have high-hitting AP or whatever. So they're kind of sitting broadside to us. We got 181k on that. 66k from HE and 34k from fires. We got 81,000 damage received. For credits and XP, we got 758,000 credits, 11,000 XP, 1,000 free XP, and 14,000 commander XP. Alright, so here we are on the second game in the Brennus on Loop. This one is a super ship game, so maybe the ships are going to be a bit stronger against us. 3 of them, in fact, Vermont, Ushakov, and Satsuma, all overmatch us everywhere. Unlike last game, we had 3 battleships that didn't overmatch us everywhere, so we could angle a bit better against them. In this case, we can't really angle much against them. We're gonna obviously still have to angle because we want to minimize the amount of shells that are going to hit us. But of course, that doesn't mean we're going to be able to mitigate damage if the shells hit us at those angles. But of course, we do still want to angle to minimize shell contacts. We're gonna go maybe 1-2 line this game. I do like starting the game off, as you can see in these French cruisers, where I go to the flank potentially and just see what there is. Because you do have high top speed, so if there's nothing there, you can kind of rotate around. What's nice with the Brennus is you can play slightly more aggressive than the Henri because of your concealment being better. You can play a bit closer. Well, the concealment isn't better. The concealment's only better if you don't run the unique upgrade. But the concealment is better in that regard, comparing just to my build on the Henri. You can play a bit closer, but if you do play a bit closer and you're spotted anyway, you do have to be a bit careful because, of course, people are going to be able to hit you a bit more. I know this is probably obvious for a lot of you guys, but I like trying to explain things for maybe newer players who don't really know what's going on or who just kind of want to see the ships and why we're doing certain actions. Do let me know if you have any feedback for me in the comments below. I would appreciate it, guys. And of course, if you can help out the video, if you're enjoying the video, with a like and a sub and a comment, I would greatly appreciate it because it helps me out a lot because my channel's not too big, so anything helps out the algorithm quite a lot. So here we are, we're spotted. It's probably the submarine here, the Thrasher. He's probably around, well, not there, he's not that fast. But he's there. We're gonna let him know that we're ready, ASW ready. It's likely actually not the Thrasher spotting me. It's probably just a destroyer, a fast destroyer. I'm not sure which one it is. Oh, there's the Vermont. We have speed boost on. I don't know if we're gonna be able to dodge this shot. Yes, we are. Of course, Vermont got a nerf on its shell speed or shell travel time. Longer ranges. I can't actually arc this. That's a bit sad. On Henri, I believe we would be able to arc that. Oh, we are able to arc pretty much because we delayed the shot as much as possible. There's a smoke screen out here. It's a destroyer. I don't know which destroyer it is. So people are saying hi in chat. We always like responding. We don't know what destroyer it is unless 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's Somers probably. Yeah, it's 3 sets of 4, so it has to be the Somers. So the Somers is out here. Sommers. Of course, we don't really want to engage the Sommers here. because, well, we don't have Hydro, so what are we gonna do against a Torpedo Destroyer? Except get torped. So what I'm actually gonna decide to do is go maybe next to our Azuma position, especially since the Vermont left the flank. We kind of want to put ourselves in a position where we can actually shoot things. The submarines in mid there. We don't have enough ASW range to fight him. So we're gonna rotate to mid. We are wasting our speed boost here a bit, but rotation is also important, so I'm glad to use the speed boost on rotation. Our smoke firing, for those of you interested, is 13.1 kilometers, which is quite bad. Mainly probably due to our gun caliber. I don't think we're going to be able to use our Nostrashimi smoke here. We're going to have to sit in the open in front of the Vermont, and that's okay. For the most part, that's what you are going to have to do. The HE is still usable, even though the AP is good, by the way. The HE is definitely something that is usable. You could, of course, go heavy HE if you so wish. It's up to you. Because as you know, we do have the 13-kilometer concealment, so if you want to just go 15.9, for example, like Henri with unique upgrade, you can pretty much have the same concealment, and you can have the heavy HE. If that's something you're interested in doing, you totally could. I think that's something maybe I should have tried, or I could try on stream, if you just come on my stream, and you can just nicely ask me. I say nicely, because some people are very, very not nice sometimes, a lot of the time. I don't know why, I don't know why, but, more importantly, yeah, I'll try out the heavy HE, maybe even the heavy AP. Probably heavy AP would actually be a good suggestion here instead of the survivability expert. So if you want to see that, totally will run it. Just let me know on the stream. Maybe I run a heavy AP, heavy HE build. So our guns are pretty much better, because that's pretty much why you're playing the ship. It's for the guns, not really for the utility it offers, because it doesn't really give you much utility except for high top speed. You don't have any team play abilities like Hydro or anything, so you're gonna have to rely on your guns to win games. And sometimes, well, not most of the time, but sometimes that's just not gonna be enough. It's just not gonna be enough, and that's okay. And sometimes your destroyers are gonna die very quick, you know, for example, or submarines or whatever is gonna die very quick. And, well, you're gonna have to play an uphill battle where you can't really deal with the enemy destroyers as easily. Well, I would say as Henri, but Henri can't really deal with, you know, it has at least has Hydro, so it could potentially play aggressive into those destroyer zones. Of course, you still wouldn't want to do that. That's not really something you want to be doing with Henri. But at least you have the potential if you're forced into engagement against a smoke destroyer or something, you know, with big torps or whatever. You're gonna have that potential with that Hydro. With this, you just don't. You need the destroyer to be either spotted by your teammates, or he, for some reason, gets caught out in front of you. Which is, I mean, highly unlikely, you know. Hopefully they use ASWs against that submarine. No! Are these Takahashi torps 15 km? Oh no. They are. I'm gonna take a torp, and it does a lot of damage there. It crushes me down, unfortunately. Now Takahashi, even though it's not anything too special, it is gonna crush us down. Oh! Because it pens us everywhere, and it has a lot of guns. I push probably low HE. He's... Oh, I used ASW by accident. I misclicked there. I'm sorry. I'm a bit scared here because I'm caught out in front of this Takahashi and the Vermont. And, okay, Takahashi I could probably beat in a 1v1. I mean, you know, probably. I don't know. It really depends on how lucky he is with the Alpha. And depends on how he plays the ship with the angles and everything. But I should be able to beat an average Takahashi player. But with the Vermont helping him, it is a bit harder. So we do need to be a bit more cautious with the engagement. Now, as you can see, I'm playing a bit more cautious this game than I did last game. It's because we're losing quite a lot of ships. Which means we do have to play way more passive into them. Now, I don't know why I'm spotted. There's likely a Yamagiri around here, which is really bad for me, because we do not have Hydro, Chad. Oh, well, no, Chad, the comment. We do not have Hydro, so we're pretty much relying on hopes and dreams. I'm assuming the Yamagiri is in this general direction, so I'm going to be running towards that general direction. Broadside to the Vermont, yes, because I don't know where the torps are. I can't really do anything. If we see the Vermont switching guns to me, then we can re-angle. Maybe we can try rely on our top speed to dodge his shells. No promises, of course, but we can always try. I think re-angling would be the best option. But re-angling it would mean we might take some torps here. Satsuma actually shot me from 500 kilometers away, as you can see. But there is nothing on his flank. Okay, so it was the Katsune spotting us, not the DD. Sorry, not the Yamagiri. There's the Yamagiri, though. And here's the torps that I told you are coming. And there's more torps. So we actually got cross-torped here. These guys are insane. We are going to lose the game by quite a big amount here. So I'm sorry the second game wasn't as interesting as the first. But like I said, I'm happy to feature both games, because it gives you kind of an honest representation of the ship and what kind of it is. And what, in situations like this against destroyers, as I've mentioned a lot of times, what's going to pretty much end up happening is you kind of have to guess about torps. Now, of course, Henri wouldn't be able to spot the destroyers there, right? Because Henri, well, it doesn't have radar, it has hydro. But something we can do with Henri is, if we're in that position, we can be less scared, I would say. Maybe less scared. Because we were a bit scared there, because I don't really know where the Yamagiri was. I didn't know there was a Katsunes and Yamagiri cross-torping. With Henri's hydro, we're gonna have early detection systems where we can... Well, I don't know why I'm using these terms. These are very complex terms. But we have a method of spotting torps before they hit us, so we can be a bit more comfortable with our angle against the battleship. We can fully angle towards the against the battleship, and then when the torps get spotted via hydro, then we can kind of dodge then. But that's pretty much it. We did get 111k this game. I'll take a look at the score. Alright, so for the second game, we only got 111,000 damage, 75 shell hits, 4 fires, 2 citadel hits. Team score, we got top of the team anyway. But we didn't really do much, to be honest, so I don't know if we actually deserve top of the team. Detailed report, we did some damage to the Vermont, some damage to the Takahashi, some to the Yoshakov, and some to the Rune, and 4k on the submarine. And our damage, as you can see, is pretty equally distributed between HE and AP this game, because things were more angled. So, of course, when ships are angled, you're going to have to rely on your HE a bit more. For my commander build, once again, I have Grease the Gears, Gun Feeder, Consumable Enhancements, Superintendent, Survivability Expert, Concealment Expert, Adrenaline Rush, and Top Grade Gunner. For equipment, I have Main Battery Mod 3, Concealment System Mod 1, Prop Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Engine Boost Mod 1, and Main Armaments Mod 1. For, like I said, the price of the ship is going to be available for 60,000 research points. I don't have statistics for my Brennus, except those 2 games, so you kind of just do plus and then division by 2. But for my Henri 4, so something comparable and something that I think you guys should at least get for free first, for sure, is Henri 4 here. It's 257 games, 170k average. That is my Henri 4. I definitely recommend you get the Henri if you like that kind of damage farm play style. I think it can be pretty fun. It also has Hydro and Reload Booster to give you some more fun activities. And of course, recently Henri got its acceleration buffed again, which makes it quite a good opponent, or quite a good ship in general. But that's pretty much the Brennus. I don't know if I missed anything about the ship. I don't believe I did, but I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and a subscription, guys, and maybe a comment. I would greatly appreciate it a lot. But that's pretty much the ship. In terms of what I think of the ship, I think the ship is very good. It's a very good ship. But if you have a Henri, I don't really see a point in getting the Brennus, personally. I think there's other Research Bureau ships you can get otherwise, and of course you can just play the Henri. And you know, some people are gonna be mad about this, or me saying, because people seem to be getting mad about a lot of things recently. I don't know why. I really don't know why, but people seem to be getting mad about anything I say. So, but I'm just gonna say it, of course. The reason I think it's good, guys, I'm saying it's good, right? Why am I saying it's good, but then I don't recommend you get it? I mean, I've said it pretty much 10 times this video, but of course, for those of you who missed it, the reason I say the ship is really good, but you shouldn't get it, at least before some others, because there are other options that are good, and more unique than the Brennus. Brennus isn't as unique as some of these other ships, such as Ohio, which I definitely recommend you get if you don't have. Druid, personally, I do enjoy the Druid. Vampire, this is in no particular order. Illinois, I personally really like it. It's also quite unique. Of course, there is... I personally really like the Sicilia. I think it's an awesome ship. But again, it suffers from not being unique, for example, compared to something like Colombo. But it had some nice advantages over Colombo. And of course, you have Colbert if you are a bit confident in open watering, etc. But that's pretty much the video, guys, on the Brennus. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next video. Big fan. And again, I want to apologize about not posting as much recently. Like I said, I'm working on my dissertation and everything. So, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I think this was a relatively long video. So it gives you some content for maybe, well, one day, I guess. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Big fan.